नमस्कार। तो आज मैं आपको कुछ बताने नहीं वाला बल्कि किसी से मिलाने वाला हूं जिनका नाम है नोनो, जो कि जापान के हैं। और वो भारत में फुटबॉल डेवलपमेंट के लिए अपना खासा योगदान दे रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। एक एनजीओ चला रहे हैं एफसी नोनो नाम से, गया डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, बिहार में। तो बहुत ही शानदार काम कर रहे हैं। तो क्या उनके उद्देश्य है, क्या उनका विजन है, जो कुछ है, क्यों वो भारत में फुटबॉल डेवलप करना चाह रहे हैं, किस तरह से कर रहे हैं, उनके आगे फ्यूचर में क्या प्लान्स है भारत में फुटबॉल डेवलपमेंट को लेके, और जापान इंडिया में फुटबॉल का क्या है ना सीन हो सकता है, ये सब चीज़ों के ऊपर मैंने उनसे कुछ बातें करी है, जो कि मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ। जो पूरी डिस्कशन आप देख सकते हैं, तो पूरी वीडियो आप देखिएगा और फिर बताइएगा कि आपको बातचीत हमारी कैसी लगी। और इस वीडियो को देखने के बाद मैं आपसे यही चाहूंगा कि आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इसको शेयर कीजिएगा, ताकि एक अवेयरनेस फैल पाए कि नोनो कितना अच्छा काम इंडिया में कर रहे हैं। और है ना, ताकि और लोग मोटिवेट हो सके ऐसे काम करने के लिए, कि हाँ, कि जब कोई इंसान विदेश से आके भारत में काम कर सकता है फुटबॉल के लिए, तो हमें हमारे देश में रहकर क्यों नहीं कर सकते। ये थोड़ा सा कोई लोग मोटिवेट हो जाएं, तो आप इसलिए जो है थोड़ा सा शेयर कीजिएगा इस वीडियो को। और अगर आपसे हो सके तो आप जो है एफसी नोनो, जो इंस्टाग्राम पे मैं नीचे लिंक वगैरह डाल दूंगा डिस्क्रिप्शन में, तो उनके काम को थोड़ा सा अप्रिशिएट कर दीजिएगा उनको। अगर आप है ना पर्सनली मैसेज कर पाए अगर इंस्टाग्राम पर, मैं आपको नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक दे दूंगा। तो अगर हो सके तो थोड़ा सा उनको पर्सनली अप्रिसिएशन जो है दे दीजिएगा आपकी तरफ से, तो उनको काफी अच्छा लगेगा, एक एनकरेजमेंट मिलेगी कि वो और अच्छे से काम कर सके। तो ठीक है, अब आप जो है हमारी पूरी कन्वर्सेशन सुनिए और हम मिलेंगे फिर वीडियो के एंड में।
कैसे हैं?
वी आर ऑल गुड।
Thank you. Yeah, all
Good,
good.
good. Nice to meet you. This is Nono.
Okay, so firstly, I want to congratulate you for the performance of the national team in World Cup, because it was
Oh
just
yeah,
amazing.
I know. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate that we lost. We actually wanted to get into the best eight, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well done. Yeah, thanks very much.
So, how is the weather over there?
Actually right now I'm in Gurgaon.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I make comparison between Japan there's
Mm.
pollution here, but I get used to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all good. How about you?
It's cold here, because we live in MP. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right. I've never been there though, but yeah,
you
I
will
can.
enjoy here when we'll come.
Yeah, I will do it. Yeah, for sure.
So, a few months back, I just saw about your foundation, FC Nono, and
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked. Like a guy from Japan came to India and working for football. So I was very impressed, and from that time, I wanted to talk to you. And finally, we are talking. So
Oh, thanks very
it's a
much.
great.
Yeah. What a pleasure. Thanks for having me on here today. Thanks very much.
So I just want to know, like, how it all started.
So yeah, actually, if I quickly like introduce myself,
Mhm.
I was born in Japan, and I'm from called Okayama, where is next to Hiroshima, between Hiroshima and
Mhm.
Osaka. It's like
Okay.
our west side of Japan. So I was born there and brought up there as well. Then I, spent most of my time to play football for 19 years since when I was little. Uh, then actually after I graduated university in Japan, I joined a Toyota Motor Corporation at a private sector, and then I worked for them
Okay.
for 3 years and a half. But I was satisfied with my previous job as a member of Toyota. I've got good
Mhm.
peers, good, like salary, working
Okay.
condition, like everything I wanted to have. But
Okay.
at the same time, I wanted to get involved myself into like more social sector.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do something like more meaningful, like rather than just business, like making profit. Then
Okay.
I decided to change my career from private sector to social sector. So then I joined an international NGO.
Mhm.
Then I was assigned by Indian project first.
Okay.
So yeah, this is how I ended up India first last year. Then actually I was managing the rural development project, which is supported by the Japanese government. And but living in super countryside India, there is nothing to do for fun purpose.
Yeah.
And then I purchased one football myself for me to enjoy for my spare time. Then once I started to play football, there are so many kids come to me to ask me to teach football. Then I started to teach football for local kids, boys and girls. And then I started to practice properly for kids. And then I realized these kids are suffering from so many issues, like such as poverty, poorness, like nutrition deficiency, so many, or even like a gender discrimination or like caste discrimination and stuff.
Yeah.
So through football, I could see like so many issues the kids have in Bihar state, where is the poorest state in India, right? Uh, and then I also realized like a football potential and sports potential to change their living condition. So like back to your question, I just was assigned by Indian project, then I start playing football for myself. Then kids come to me to ask me to teach football. And this is how we start like my football session there. Yeah.
So I saw on the website of FC Nono, like you have played in J League also.
Actually, I wasn't professional to be honest. I mean, to be frank,
Okay.
but I played for one of the Japanese professional football teams, academy team.
Okay.
We called Oita Torinita, and which plays in like now Division Two. But when I played there, it was Division One team, and so yeah, I was close to a kind of professional, but I just played for academy, professional academy team, like a Reliance Academy,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
So this is the reason I have like many friends who play professional now, like some of them are like national players. But yeah, I wasn't professional, but I can say I'm close to professional. Yeah,
So you are like you are living with family here or just alone?
just alone myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suryadeep, he is my team member, Suryadeep. So do you want to ask anything?
Hello, sir. First of all, I
Hello,
would,
Namas.
and Dhanraj told me your story. I feel really happy because a guy, when I just, heard that a guy from Japan came here and tried to spread happiness, tried to spread like equality here with the help of football. So, as we all know that the football is the beautiful game, and football is
Yeah,
not just a game; it's a language of love. So I feel really happy that you are doing such a great job, sir. So,
pleasure of
Asa,
mine.
I
Thank you.
want to ask you, like, when you first time come to India, when you visited India for the first time, how the local civilians here help you to, understand your dream, understand your vision, and to support you and give you the love back. So, how was your first interaction here in India?
Well, yeah, good question. Um, Obviously, playing cricket is the like a national or like a most popular sport here. But yeah, but also, football is a sports which could be played only like one football. With one football, there are many children and kids can play, and yeah, local people are very much like supportive for me, and because of kind of like a relationship between India and Japan is so nice. So thanks to this, even like people who I don't know try to support me or encourage me a lot. So I haven't faced like any super difficulties or issues, but of course, yeah, language is the one things I had to deal with. But I have like two volunteer coaches over Bihar, so they try to translate my English into Hindi. But I also try to speak Hindi as much as possible. मैं हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ. So like language and also like culture stuff. Yes, one thing is food. food wise, I had to like a food like a curry, a sabji, chapati, bunjia, like every single meal for me. So actually, I lost like my 6 to 7 kg last 1 year, but I try to get nutrition, protein from local side food. And yeah, culture wise, food and language have to deal with a little bit, but overall, many people try to support me a lot. So I haven't seen like a super serious issue. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Mhm.
I want to ask one thing. We All India Football Federation here in India, we are bringing a new roadmap for football. So
Hmm.
as we all know, Japan is the powerhouse of Asian football. So
Yeah.
how Japan is developing football there, and what we are lacking here, in your opinion?
Well, most of the football teams in Japan try to focus on like individual skills first. Like a person, we develop our individual skill, like juggling, dribbling, uh, especially kids who belong in aged under 15, I guess. Yeah, we don't do any like teamwork stuff seriously firstly. Try to develop our individual skill first. Then after high school, most of the teams started to get into more like team play and make some strategy to win a football match. But based on my experience and as far as I know, most of the team or kids first try to develop our individual skills. So that's why once Japanese professional football players go outside of country like Europe, um, they're fair enough to against like a Spain football players. If we make comparison, like I mean, how to say, if we make compare to how to say individual skills. So yeah, and also I don't know why so. Yeah, I guess maybe, yeah, based on this focusing on like individual skills and plus the reason why our skills is most developed in Asia is because based on maybe our character, we try to follow all the instruction that our coach gave us, you know, if we see like Japanese people's character or mindset, you know, very how to say like a particular and punctual to do
Yeah, yeah,
many
yeah.
things, kind of. So if you go to a practice, like no one ignore coach's instruction, which we try to follow, all the
Yeah.
instruction our coaches gives. Yeah, so maybe this kind of stuff. I don't. Actually it's a good question. I don't really know, but yeah, like our character and the focusing on more individual skills and stuff. Maybe yeah.
So right now, are you particularly working in Bihar or some other state as well?
So from this August, I joined a British private company called Ernst Young EY, which is accounting consulting company. Because when I got into Bihar, which is last year, I was working for an international organization, but this project is finished last May. So as soon as we finished this project, the Japanese staff had to back to Japan. But as you can see, I found my passion in Bihar, so I wanted to
Mhm.
start staying in India for a while, for long term. Uh, then I started to figure out how I can stay here for long term. Then there's one option that I had to change my company in India. So for your question, now from Monday to Friday, I basically based in close to Delhi, Gurgaon, for work myself. But I spend most of my time during the weekend. I go back to Bihar to teaching football. And also, now I'm in probation term in my company. So for 6 months from last August. So as soon as I finish this probation term for 6 months, I could be back to Bihar, like a kind of like permanently to teach football also. And for my profession, I can work from home by online. So, but at the moment, for your question, I'm in Gurgaon, but last weekend, I went to Bihar, and most of the weekend, I try to spend my time to teach football in Bihar. Taking train or flight from Delhi to Bihar. Yeah.
So you are working for football especially. So are you getting any kind of support from local government or any specific club?
Not yet, because our team is individual organization. So all of expense and budget for our activity is all my pocket money. But last 1 year and a half, we've been working for this project. So now I just registered Japanese NGO in Japan side. But to receive some donation or budget or support from Indian side, I now preparing to register NGO in India. But now, so for your question, I haven't received any support from local government or any individual company in India. But thanks to people here, I started to have encounter with many companies, private companies, Japanese company, Indian companies who wants to support our project. So once I set up our proper NGO here, we're gonna raise like charity and ask some companies to have donation for our team developing and our kids activities. So yeah, this is our current status.
Okay. So Suryadeep, do you want to ask anything?
Yes, sir. Like as you just mentioned that you didn't, receiving any support from the local government and other organization. So how you manage all your finances? Right.
Um, as I said, but right now all my pocket money. So and but we're gonna start like a crowdfunding to raise a
Mhm.
charity in Japan. So now I'm preparing some draft paper to spread our message of India for Japan side.
Mhm.
So yeah, you guys get good point. Try start to facing like these budget issues. You know, um, I need to start raise a charity soon. But yeah, now at the moment, just this is all my pocket expenses. Yeah.
Uh, and I have seen that you are also planning for residential setup. So is that right?
Yeah, but I have to take like step by step. First, I have to have like more quality of training first. Then once I set up the NGO, and then once I registered, raise enough charity, we can have like education program more. Then so after that, I can have like a residential academy. This is my dream to be honest. And try to encourage Bihar kids as much as possible. So yeah, but yeah, in the future I want to have a residential academy soon.
And
Yeah.
what do you want to say about the kids? Like how kids are developing in your NGO?
Oh, a lot, actually a lot. Like the very first time I see our kids, not our kids, like our kids who play with me, some of them, begging some money, paisa from me. or just playing around in the street with barefoot, as you can imagine, like a very typical, how to say,
Yeah,
like poor kids in India.
yeah,
But through football and yeah, they've been developing a lot. And they started to be like punctual to come to practice. Uh, and then, one time I remember um I was delaying for my practice because of my work. So we usually play football from five o'clock evening. But one time I come to practice like a 5:15 something. So one kid told me, "No, like where is your justice?" kind of stuff, you know. So like, okay, how you memorize this, English, and kids started to study English to communicate with me or achieve their dream or object something, and or be punctual more than before and focusing football because we've been teaching them, football can be a tool to achieve your dream or something, or to develop your personality or character. So, yeah, they become like punctual, or they now have ability to focus in on something. So, which is obviously, yeah, football potential. And one biggest thing is, football can be a tool to break like a gender discrimination, because
yeah.
the girls or women who are living very countryside India, they've been discriminated a long time. So, but I cannot say, okay, boys and girls are fair. I cannot say without like nothing, but through football I can teach, okay, girls, you can play football as same as boys do, you know so we can empower these girls like a naturally through football, you know and so yeah, this is the biggest like potential of football. And through football, kids and even me, we develop our character a lot. Yeah.
So the work you are doing is like you need lots of motivation to do that. So what is the biggest motivation behind the work you are doing right now?
Yeah, like if I see like kids development, I I don't know, like I can feel like something like pure like happiness that I cannot feel in Japan. Uh, yeah, because I don't get any like salary from my volunteer work, and my current salary is obviously like less than the salary I get from Japan. But uh, my motivation is like kids achieving their dream and object through our activity. So day by day, they grows a lot. Then I can see this progress. So like my motivation is like kids, like their passion to change something, their life, or achieving their dreams. If I cannot see this like passion from kids, there's no motivation, to be honest. But kids, they are very hungry to learn something. They're very much hungry to learn and develop something. So this is my motivation, or obviously, yeah.
We all Indians know that Bihar is good in like education, but in
Mm,
sports, Bihar is not good. So what
mm.
differences you have seen in Bihar, like in sports or education?
But still, as far as I can see, education still, um, some local like village side school, sometimes teacher disappear or drink some chai during the class lecture. And for if you see like English class, they just say like A, B, C, D, F, C. They don't be taught like proper English or
Hmm.
like proper education still. And so that's why I want to have like both education and football activities. And sports wise, yes, there is no such like proper coaches, like qualified coaches, especially football. Um, so still, both education and footballs are and like in the progress. We need to be improved more. Yeah.
Suryadeep, you wanna ask?
Yes, sir. Like as you just mentioned that you face lots of problems with during communication with kids, because as you know, as you just said that language is always the problem, because
Mm,
the young kids are not much fluent in English, and you are not much fluent in Hindi, so there's always a communication gap. And
mm,
yes, sir, I can completely understand, like as an Indian, because I am a student as well. So the universities usually in Bihar, they are lack in education. Like the kids are
mm,
usually in their basic classes. Like when they are in the high school, they don't give much focus on studies. Instead of that, they are trying to explore the world instead of
mm.
attending classes. So
Right,
yes,
right.
education in Bihar has always been an issue, and as you just said that like football is not just a game. We all know that it bring a change in life. It bring some, it adds some additional qualities in your personality. It teach you the
Mm,
importance of discipline and hard work. So I think that if kids learn the good soccer, it will also develop a good discipline, and this will
exactly,
eventually
yeah.
help their life to
Mm-hmm,
achieve something good, because they always feel motivated. Yeah, this thing is good for me, this thing is not good for me. Ideal
mm,
footballer never go with for the addiction of smoking and all things,
mm,
because he
mm, mm,
knows how important the fitness is and what is good for his health and not what is not good for his health. And yes, sir, I will really appreciate that the gender inequality in Bihar is, it's something which is a national issue, we can say that. And if we can, uh, just less some gap with the help of football, it will be really good. Because not even, it helps both the gender to connect with each other, to understand each other, but it will also help them to support each other. It will maintain a healthy friendship among them. So
mm.
yes, sir, like it's really a great initiative. And sir, apart from this thing, I want to ask you one thing, that have you ever watched any Bollywood movie? Like as you've been in India since a while.
Actually, yes. I forgot the name of it, but uh, there's one football Bollywood movie.
Yeah, yes.
Uh, last which is like broadcasted on like last year, maybe very new one. Do you know like very famous
Uh,
actor?
yeah,
Uh,
Amitabh Bachchan, I
Amitabh
guess.
Bachchan. Yeah, what's the name of
Mm.
it?
Jhund,
This movie?
Jhund,
Jhund,
Jhund.
Ah,
Jhund.
John.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Actually, I watched it myself first, then I showed this movie for our kids with big screen projector. Yeah, and this is one, and and I sorry, I watched Supersatti. There's one mathematic educator, Ananda Kumarji, who's from Patna in Bihar. So they have
Okay.
like a education program, Supersatti, um, finding very poor kids, but who is passionate about education. They selected 30 kids to send quality of college and university, such as IIT or Massachusetts or Harvard University in the US. So then I actually met Ananda Kamalaji in person in Patna. So because idea is same, for him, he's focusing on education, and me like sports. I obviously wanna select or search like diamond boys and girls who's suffering from poverty, but who has like passionate about change something for their life. So this idea comes to me that I wanna have like more quality of football project in Bihar. And if in the future, I'm gonna select like 30 kids to go to Japan to attend a football festival, maybe which is gonna be next year or 2024. So we're gonna try to bring study kids to go to Japan to have some training, joint training or football match in Japan. So yeah, when I back to Japan, I talk with some Japanese professional team to spread this Indian message. So yeah, this Bollywood movie Supersatti, uh, you know, this story encouraged me a lot. Like yeah, we can do whatever we want if we have like a big willpower. So yeah, these two I've seen, and yeah, I've seen like some of them, but I forgot like exact name. Yeah, but yeah, I sometimes watch it. Yeah.
So,
Yes, sir. Like,
Hmm.
okay, ask.
no, like I was just saying, sir, that the story of Jhund is, also related with your journey because it is the story of a coach and his relationship with his student and how they
Mm.
support each other and together they, get a identity. They just got identity like you are not waste, you are footballers. So this
Hmm.
is how, like some movies inspire us to do some great things. So that's why I ask you, like, what, like, if you watch any movie and all. So yeah, sir. And sir, instead of movies, uh, like, do you like reading? Do you like reading books?
I do sometimes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
sir, any book because like our audience is young, like very young, like between 15 to I think we can say we have young audience. So, any book you want to suggest to our audience so that they can read it and they can get some
Yeah.
inspiration.
Um, yeah, actually, there's one book I just read recently, um, named Grit, Grit. Actually, I have now. Can I bring it?
Yeah, sure, sure,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
sure.
Okay. A minute. Um, okay, wait. I just have it now. Oops. Yeah, this is it. So this is the book what I'm telling. Grit.
Okay.
So like this is mentioned like what is like the secret of success. So in conclusion, there's two things, two factors. Uh, the secret of success. One is like passion, and one is resilience. It's like the ability that you don't give up anything. So like these two things are very important to achieve your dream. So like as long as you don't quit, as long as you don't give up, you can, success whatever you want. And but also you have to have like some passion, you know. So this book illustrate like many tips and stuff. So which is wrote by like Angela Duckworth, who is a former consultant of in McKinsey company, which is the like biggest consulting firm in the world. So yeah, I really recommend the audience or viewers to read this book. Yeah, you can buy it from Amazon, I guess.
Sure, sir.
I'm not a promoter of Amazon, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I want to ask one thing. Have you ever felt that if maybe in future you will get some problems like because in India, if we see if someone is trying to do a good work, there are lots of
Mm-hmm.
people who come there and they create some problems like political
Mm-hmm.
influence too, because someone is also want to do something for their own, like for their own benefits, but you are
Mm.
just doing it for happiness. So, have you ever felt that if in future you will get any problem, then how will you manage it mentally or any kind of?
Um, yes, it's good question. Um, because I have already faced some issue, not my football, but from my former, like a previous job. As I said initially, I worked for an international NGO to manage a rural development project in village side of Bihar. Sometimes or many times, many people try to distract or disturb our project because of their like kind of like jealousy or something. And so maybe two things. One, still, you shouldn't stop or you shouldn't like give up. Just need to do something right things. As long as you do right things, um, if you do something bad, of course, someone or something uh happen badly. But as long as you do the right things, I think we don't get maybe issue because only God knows because we do the right things. But technically, I also have to have some supporter from local area who has like a good like positive power to support me out. So now I'm staying close to Delhi, so sometimes I have like a dinner or meeting with Japanese government staff to spread this football activities message, and they're really supportive. So whenever they go to a Bihar or like a Gaya district, they already explain like my football activity for like local like authority or government staff. So yeah, as long as you're staying in India, having some connection with these people are sometimes important. I recognize. So maybe in the future I need to depend on sometimes these people, but yeah, that do the right things, and maybe it won't be issue. But yeah, and so we have a program in Gaya Central Jail to teach football for a youth prisoner. So we don't say prisoner, but juvenile. I teach football in observation home. So in Gaya district, I have this kind of like a connection because they already recognize our activities. So yeah, but hopefully I don't get any issue from local people. Yeah.
Well, my most of the audience is from Bihar and Jharkhand, so definitely they will
Oh,
support you now.
oh, thanks very much. Yeah.
So you are in India, so do you watch Indian football?
Sometimes, to be honest, not all the time, but highlight, yes. Now I get into Indian like Super League like match because surprisingly, the number of audience or attendance in India is the highest number in Asia. You know, if you see like a Goa or Kerala Blasters, their their fan is supporters are very enthusiastic. And so I really interested in to see a football match in person. And my close friend who's a president of Japanese drinking company Yakulto, they started to be a sponsor of Kerala Blasters. So because of this, news, I started to get into watch Kerala Blasters match. So I want to see it in person. And yeah, I really, really interested in to see match in person in the future soon. Yeah,
So do you have any plan like sending our players to Japan, bringing Japanese players to India? Because we
very
need,
much,
yeah,
very
because
much.
you know,
So
yeah, say.
yeah, I actually I already started to talk with some Japanese professional team, both boys professional, men's professional and women's professional. And so next year, now I've been talking with some Japanese professional team. to send some football academy coach first to come to Bihar to have quality of practice. Because, uh, I played football for 19 years, but I don't have any qualification to teach football. So I just teach football based on my experience. So kind of I feel like a limit or capacity that I can teach football. So I need to have like a professional, proper coach from Japan to give like feedback or advice for our project. So now I'm communicating with some team. So hopefully next year we're gonna have this kind of like a proper session with Japanese football coaches. And for your question, I'm very much interested in to the professional football players in Japanese professional players come to India and opposite as well. So I have actually experienced to talk with some professional football players in Japan. Like, hey, do you interested in to come to India to play football? Because the number of audiences are like higher than Japan, and if you come to India, you will have a very good experience, not only football, but you can develop like your English, or you can see like so much different world, and actually some of them are very much interested. But first, they need to achieve. They want to achieve their career in Japan, because of course their salary and our football condition is in Japan is higher than here now. But yeah, if I explain, some of them are interested actually. And opposite, yes, I also interested into professional football players here to go to Japan. But to be honest, I can say India players still they need to develop more, because in the past there is no one. I think in the history there's no one playing Japanese professional football. But many Japanese professional teams also make some strategy to come to Asia, because there's one famous football player in Thailand named Chanatip, who is the number 10 of national team of Thailand. He played in Division 1 in Japan. So what happened is many supporters in Thailand, they started to watch Japanese professional league because of this player. So India itself has huge, population, right? So many supporters. This is a huge like a benefit for a Japanese professional football team. Once they get, Indian professional football players for their team, maybe Indian people start to watch Japanese professional football match also, right? So gain this, viewers, like business wise, Japan football they need to more consider to watch Indian professional football players also, because professional is a kind of business, right? We have to have audience or viewers or supporters. So Japan need to understand more. So, but I think we have more potential to get interaction between India and Japan as a professional football wise. So I also interest to be the bridge between India and Japan football. Yes.
And our current coach is Croatian. If you know, our current Indian national team coach is from Croatia.
Oh, really? I
Uh,
didn't even know that.
yeah, and many people think in India that we should have Asian coach. So,
Mm.
do you think India should consider coach from Japan?
Yeah. We should. Yes. Uh, there is already example case. My friend actually uh, uh, named Izumi Arata-san. He's a Reliance Academy
Yeah,
head coach
Arata.
under
Yeah,
18 team.
Arata.
Arata-san.
Yeah,
He's from Japan. He's a former Indian national players.
yeah.
So yeah, because our body size is close to Indian, maybe not like a European style. So and we can there are some common things we have between Japan and India. So yeah, maybe it could be Japanese coaches could be a coach here, but yeah, language will be issue. Uh, but yes, for your question, yes, obviously, why not? It's gonna be a nice initiative. Yeah.
Suryadeep, yeah, you wanna ask?
Yes, sir. As you just mentioned that like India and Japan has a good relationship since the beginning. So we all know that together India and Japan, achieve wonders in the field of technology, in the field of education, technical education. And
Mm.
when I was in, I just attend a session in IITs. So the Masayoshi Son of SoftBank, we also
Mm-hmm.
interact with. He just give us lots of suggestions. He also recommend us some good books, and we all know that the influence of Japan in the field of technology and management. So, sir, I just want to ask one more thing. Like, as you know that lots of young Indians who are into football, who are into sports, are
Mm-hmm.
who want to pursue a career in sports management field. So, what's their
Mm.
scope in Japan? Like, if they want to work in any, Japanese organization, any Japanese sports team, how they can connect with them and how they can find some opportunities in Japan. So if you enhance some light on this topic, it would be really helpful for the audience so that maybe they can find some ways to make a career in Japan.
Good question. So, yeah, we are good at sports, not only football, like track and field or some, other sports like baseball or
Yeah.
many sports we get
Yeah.
gold medal from Olympics. So, and for education wise, we have some university or master degree they have like English course, especially focusing on sports management or sports for development, such as Tsukuba University in Tokyo. They have this sports management course in English for master. So obviously, one of my Indian friends, who is our member, FC Nona's member, who study in Tsukuba University right now for sports for development, and Tsukuba University and some other education initiative we also have. So yeah, simply you can Google it, like some sports management in English course in Japan. You will be finding some courses, but so far, if I say like a specific exact name of it, yes, Tsukuba University, they have good initiative, and maybe they have some like a scholarship and stuff. Um, yeah, yeah. This is only one answer I have now. Yeah.
And sir, just one more thing, as Dhanraj already told us that our audience is mostly from Bihar and Jharkhand. So if you just share something like how can they connect with you, how can they also can be a part of this revolutionary movement. So if you share like how they can connect with you, and so it would be really good for all of us.
Right, right. So I have like a team account of Instagram. If you search football club Nono, maybe I'm gonna share with you later on. Then maybe you can put some link below. So yeah, I try to read and check every single message as much as possible of Instagram. So yeah, please reach out to us through Instagram. It'll be easy to see for me. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, uh, right now in India, many players looking to go to abroad for development. So
Mm-hmm.
They are mostly choosing Spain, Germany, France, England. But
Mm,
we can also go to Japan, Korea, Australia. But the main
mm.
problem is we don't know where to go in Japan. So if you can just explain about if any player want to go to Japan and train, so is it possible?
Do you mean professional or even like amateur
No, just
level?
yeah,
Just
just for
like
development.
training. Yes, sir. Yeah, development.
Right, 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 right. It's good question. Uh, Language will be a little bit issue if you go to Japan, not only Australia and Korea. But mm, some, if I can say, some high school, like international high school, or they obviously have like a football uh, club as well. So one thing I can say is suggest is if you Google like international high school or like school who has like like English course, they also have a football club in their school. Still, their level is much higher than I think high school in here. So, you can, if you Google an international school in Japan, then you can, I think, send some email for them because it's gonna be some benefit for the school as well because they seek to get interact international student or see a different culture. So get interact, Indian student or players for Japanese school. It's going to be a benefit also for Japanese uh, student and teachers as well. So these course and or school they have maybe interest. Otherwise, if you see like a public, just normal public school or normal like football club, language it'll be issue, for the Japanese people. So it's better to search like some international school or some school who has English course or something, which is more easier than go to just public or just normal football. Then once you get into this school or have some connection, then now you can start to find more better football team. Anyways, you have to first get into or have some connection with some people or school, right? So then little by little you can also learn Japanese language and see which football team you can get into. So first you have to have some connection or something. But yeah, if you have like a very much passion to come to Japan to play football or learn football or develop something, um, I cannot say I can help everybody, but if you really have passion or willpower for the future, yes, you can reach out to me also through Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, Surdeep, you wanna ask?
Yeah, sir, like as you just mentioned that, we can, because language has always been a problem because it's very difficult to learn a new language. So usually Indians can speak Hindi and English, the majority
Mm-hmm.
of people. So when they, came to Japan, so yeah, maybe lots of academies and their coaches,
Mm,
people usually talk in Japanese. So that's the main reason why you said that they should try for a high school because the high school football also has a good development, good level. But
right.
these international students can speak because as it is a international school, so those students can communicate in English with each other. So I think that if someone wants to, go Japan to for training, so they should search for a good high school where they can learn
Mm-hmm.
a good quality of football along with education.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
exactly. Yes.
Oh,
So I know you have meeting at 3:30. So before we leave, I just want to say that any message for our Indian football fans?
Okay. Yeah. So I think. just yeah, enjoy and play football because playing football has potential to do something good, and especially Indian football level in professional league has been developing a lot, like especially last 10 years, right? Like once Indian Super League start, and always like sports level is connected to your economic, level as well. So if you see Indian economic development, uh, it's going to be effect for professional football league also. So I think playing football here has many opportunities and chance uh, from now for like 10 years or 20 years. So I think, yeah, so just don't stop and keep going. And if you are playing football in some club, like private school or something, as a social worker, I wanna say sometimes please support like local kids, like chota lalki, chota lal, lalka,
Yeah.
learning football. Some poor children, please teach for them because they have to also find something passion, and because I cannot or we cannot support older children in India, right? So we have to collaborate. We have to work together as a grassroots level. So if you are like a junior high school student or high school student or university student who play football in a club in a like a privileged position, right? Um, Please sometimes support local kids to learn football or even education because I was born in Japan as man as boy by chance. I always have some question for myself. If I was born here in this in local condition, this question led me like how I can serve for these kids, right? So if you're playing in a privileged position in India, always give this question for yourself like if I was born in this condition, if I was born in girl or female. So this question lets you like you can serve for local community to make better world in India together, right? So yeah, please sometimes support local kids and we can build more better world here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You wanna ask anything, Surdeep?
Yeah, sir, like I would say that we will definitely support all the chota ladka and chota ladki around us who wants
Mm-hmm.
to play football, who wants to learn
Mm-hmm.
something new, whether it is education, whether it is football. And I think everyone who is watching us and watching this live session will definitely going to support every young kid who has dream in their eyes and who wants to do something in life. And we will make sure that this poverty and their condition will never affect their dreams. And we young, because it's the responsibility of we young peoples, we youth, to make future leaders, right? Because we are the leaders of tomorrow. So yeah, sir, definitely will, follow your words. We will definitely learn something from your vision. Lots of peoples in this live session will, find some inspiration when, we interact some words. So yes, sir, like, and it's really been an honor to me too, sir. Like, your vision, your mindset, and the way of your thinking is you are a true gem, sir. And I feel really happy that there are lots of people just like you in the society who wants to make this world a better place. So it's an
Mm-hmm.
honor to meet you, sir. And yeah, sir, we just want to wish you very best of luck in your journey and hope you always be fit and fine. And hopefully you discover some new opportunities in this country. And hope you had a great experience, sir.
Thanks, Maris. Thanks for having me on here today. It was, pleasure to talk with you guys and so much fun to talk with you. And hopefully, yeah, I'll see you soon in person. And yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank
Yeah.
much.
you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much. Okay.
Yeah,
Namaste.
namaste.
Bye bye.
Bye. तो आई होप कि आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा और आपको कुछ जानने को मिला होगा, आपको एफसी नोनो क्या है उसके बारे में जानने को मिला होगा, और नोनो अभी भविष्य में इंडिया में और क्या काम करने वाला है उसके बारे में आपको थोड़ी सी जानकारी मिली होगी। तो आपको कैसा लगा वीडियो आप जरूर कमेंट में लिख के बताइए, और आपको क्या जानने को मिला, और आप कुछ अगर कहना चाहें, आपके कुछ सजेशंस हो कि हम और किन किन लोगों से बात कर सकते हैं, और आपको किस तरह के लोग और चाहिए मेरे साथ कन्वर्सेशन में, जिससे कि आपको और जानकारी मिल पाए फुटबॉल से रिलेटेड। तो जो भी आपको लगता है, आपकी जो भी राय हो, आप जरूर कमेंट में लिख के बताइएगा, और इसी तरह भारतीय फुटबॉल को सपोर्ट करते रहिए। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया वीडियो देखने के लिए। जय हिंद, जय भारत।